particular event today of all days. This project was all about the youth, and I think as ever you've been wonderfully engaged as youth champions and as participants in the different cafes and other activities that have taken place. Apparently, as I discovered in the car on the way here, I've been asked to talk about why community cohesion matters. After the presentation that you've heard from Neha about the work of Rubaroo under the Agaaz-e-Baatcheet project banner for the last 2 years, and after the play that you have just witnessed, I have to say, is there anything left for me to say about why community cohesion matters? Because I honestly think the importance of community cohesion has already been adequately addressed. But just imagine for a moment what life would be like if there was no community cohesion. What impact might that have on your life? And you'll each have your own thoughts, but not being free to choose and observe your own faith, or indeed, should it be your choice to choose not to observe a faith, would, I suggest, lead to a far inferior quality of life. Impact on where you work, where you live, where you safely go, and so many other facets of life will be damaged. And this is why freedom of religion, a basic human right, is one for which my government has been a strong and consistent supporter. And this is also one of the factors as to why I'm very happy that UK and Hyderabad has been able to support the Agaaz-e-Baatcheet scheme over the last couple of years, and the project that was done with Rubaroo, with Muslim youth, even the year before that, on the community cohesion banner. I think that's been really good, and funding committing, I hope we can continue to work in these areas. And while we're doing this all in Hyderabad, which, as I have said before, and I will say again now, is by far, in my opinion, the most cohesive and inclusive large city in India, is because, one, there's absolutely never any room for complacency, and two, because the great things that can be done here need to be spread and need to be shared more widely within India and even beyond India. So I certainly hope we can build on what has been done and mainstream some of the activities that have gone on. The UN resolution might be a platform on which this could be best done in Hyderabad, but actually, if you're a youth champion, if you're qualified as a youth champion this year, or if you're one of our previous youth champions, it should be each and every day that you're thinking about how you can stand up for a cohesive society, how you can challenge safely, but nevertheless strongly, ignorance around faith, how you can show respect to your fellow students, to your colleagues, and as you enter into the workforce, your colleagues in the workplace, as well as taking the same messages home. And perhaps there are members of your family, as in the play we saw, where opinions need to sometimes be challenged. Neha spoke in her presentation about one of this year's youth champions running a youth cafe in Uttar Pradesh. I think that's fantastic. And some of you will know that last year, our brother Tufik also led a very similar activity at his former school, also in Uttar Pradesh state. The landscape, as everybody knows, in Uttar Pradesh is very different to Telangana, and perhaps the need and the time has come for us to take the good work that we have done here in Hyderabad, out of Hyderabad, to other parts of the country, at least to spread within South India, the network to which I belong, alongside colleagues based in Chennai and Bangalore. So we will look and see if we can find ways in which to do more to spread the word of community cohesion and the importance and engaging more young people on this issue. I believe this is important, and I believe that an India where community cohesion is understood, recognised, valued, will be a better India for all. So that's my hope, that's my wish. Rubaroo have been wonderful partners. Let's see, funds permitting, what we can do next year. And finally, I just want to appeal to the youth champions particularly, but to all young people here, and indeed even parents and teachers and others. We brought Philip here from Delhi because I think it's really important that our visitors, our senior visitors from the UK, don't just come and see Delhi. I want them to come and see India. Coming out of Delhi and coming to Hyderabad or coming to another city in India gives a very different perspective. There's very little comparison between what you can find in meeting rooms in Delhi and what you can find coming out and about in a city like Hyderabad. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy that Philip and his colleague Sham agreed to come to Hyderabad, and they came with an important message that you've heard about the Commonwealth. And rather like faith, or rather like different faiths other than your own, there have been a lot of misconceptions and a lot of misunderstandings about the Commonwealth in recent years. The Commonwealth, which is an affiliation of 53 states, is, as Philip said, a very cohesive grouping. It's ranging from India, the world's largest democracy, 1.3 million people, to the nation island state of Nehru with just 10,000 people. Huge diversity, but at the table, each one of those 53 countries are equals. Each of them have the same respect for each other. Each of them try to make decisions on what Commonwealth decisions will be, what activity, what programme of work will go forward, collectively and by consensus. And so issues ranging from dealing with the very serious issue of plastics in the ocean, through to the issue of girl-child education, which is close to my heart and close to many of yours, have all come out from consensus between these 53 sovereign states from around the world. And the Commonwealth will continue to meet. It's going to meet in Kigali, Rwanda, in about 18 months' time, and it will continue to meet every 2 years at the senior head of government level. But as a vehicle of which India is part, the UK is part, I think there's much more that we can get from those Commonwealth links. And certainly, having benefited myself from Philip being here, I will be looking for the opportunities in terms of scholarships, the opportunities that otherwise come up, and presenting them more and more actively through the UK Hyderabad office. But I need you, as participants, to also engage with us and embrace that. And for those that say the Commonwealth is irrelevant, the Commonwealth is a legacy of colonial the UK, from what you've heard, to take that away and challenge. Because without your support, we're not going to be able to get further on that issue. So I appeal for that. And once again, I thank everybody for their contributions over the last 4 to 5 months in delivering this fantastic project. Thank you all for your support, and thank you particularly to my colleague Nalini, who is really the driving force from the UK and India team in making very much of this happen. Thank you.